Martin's lush green hills are a vital part of the island's natural beauty. They contribute to the island's unique landscapes, supports tourism, and protects against soil erosion and flooding. Many of you have submitted permit requests to develop in the hills, and it is important to do so responsibly. Unregulated construction and removal of hillside vegetation can cause environmental degradation, which increases risk to infrastructure and safety. This means erosion, loss of your property, your investment, and worse so, loss of life. To address these challenges, the hillside policy was introduced in 1998. Its purpose? To regulate development in elevated areas and ensure sustainable growth. Overseen by the Ministry of Rummy, the policy aims to prevent excessive development while preserving the hill's natural beauty and stability. By controlling construction activities in the hillside, soil erosion and flash floods in lower-lying areas can be reduced and even prevented, and the island's scenic value can be maintained. Protecting the hillsides also benefits the economy, particularly the tourism sector, which thrives on St. Martin's natural charm. Where and how is the policy applied? The policy regulates all construction activities between the 50 and 200-meter elevation mark. It enforces strict guidelines in building to minimize environmental impact and ensure responsible development. The legal foundation of the policy is found in Article 22 of the Building and Housing Ordinance, which allows the minister to deny building permits if a proposed project is considered a nuisance and a hindrance to its surroundings. High-density construction in hillside areas is deemed unfavorable, and all building plans must meet certain criteria to gain approval. What are the regulations? Development regulations are determined by factors such as elevation, slope, and ecological value. As land steepness increases, building density and building heights are reduced. The policy distinguishes between two main categories. Medium-density residential development is permitted between the 50 and 100-meter elevation mark. Low-density residential development is allowed between the 100 and 200-meter elevation mark. For areas above 200 meters or on slopes steeper than 40 degrees, construction is prohibited. Building is also restricted within the 50 meters mark below a prominent hilltop or ridge to protect the island's distinctive skyline and prevent excessive soil disruption. All developers and landowners planning to build in hillside areas must adhere to the hillside policy. Before purchasing or subdividing land, it is essential to confirm compliance with the policy. Failure to do so can result in permit denials, construction stops, fines, legal action, or even demolition of unauthorized developments. The policy can be downloaded from government's website. Thank you.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
SZV, yeah, your social health insurances.
24/7 TV programming on www.stmartinmediacenter.com, SXM Daily News, PBS NewsHour, Now You Know, Com programs, documentary, entertainment, sports events, Saturday children's hours, religion programs, and movies. Click on SXM TV broadcast to see your favorite programs.
Madam Chair, before I address the question posed by the esteemed members of Parliament, I would like to share some introductory remarks. As mentioned during my presentation to Parliament 2 weeks ago, mental health is not merely a Ministry of Public Health, Social Development, and Labour affair. It is the concern of the entire community of St. Martin. I fully acknowledge the crucial role that both my person and the ministry play in addressing the vital issues such as the construction of the new mental health facilities, the revision of the outdated mental health legislation, and the development of policies and a robust infrastructure for mental health care. I also recognize our responsibilities in tackling the immediate mental health crisis. However, it is through Parliament meetings like this one, along with similar sessions involving stakeholders and community incentives, that we can collectively understand that the demand for mental health care arises from underlying issues such as unemployment, the high cost of living, access to affordable, nutritious food, and an inadequate educational system. Therefore, it is essential that the mental health care in St. Martin is addressed through a holistic approach. I would also like to add that I agree with the suggestion of MP Irion to submit periodic updates on this topic to members of Parliament. Parliament can expect an update on this matter in the month of August. I would now go over to answering the question posed by the respective members of Parliament. First Member of Parliament, question posed by MP Roseper. Yes. The deadline for technical support under the VSR legislation is July 1st, 2025. Does this date mark the finalization of the legislation? This date actually marks the end of the project funding by VNGE By this, VNKE. By this date, the draft policy, also known as the Statu Notati, will be finalized and submitted to the Minister for approval. Question 2. What is the current status of the VSR policy related to the motion on involuntary admission? The motion refers to an interim measure that must lead to a draft policy within 6 months. On March 14, 2025, I informed Parliament by letter and provide an update at that time. I can now report that the discussion continued between myself and the Minister of Justice regarding the expected costs and responsibility of both ministries in this regard. The Minister of Justice is taking steps within her own ministry to address this, and in parallel, the Ministry of Health is in consultation with various chain partners to determine how the implementation of this interim measure should be shaped. At the same time, a ministerial decree has been drafted to establish legal representation for persons receiving mandatory care. This draft national decree containing general measures is currently undergoing the advisory review process. Those were all the questions posed by MP Roseberg. I will now continue with the questions posed by MP Lewis. First question. Can the Minister provide an update on the current state of mental health care facilities in St. Martin? Are there any plans to expand or upgrade these facilities in the near future to meet the growing demands for mental health services? At present, MP, the mental health facilities does not meet the basic standard required to provide safe and effective working environment for staff. Some of the most pressing concerns include severe environmental and structural issues such as mold, sewage problem, and a lack of daylight and proper ventilation. Many patients' rooms are without air conditioning, making them unsafe and uncomfortable, particularly in our climate. Inadequate bathroom facilities with limited toilets and showers that are often shared between patients, compromising hygiene and privacy. There is a clear intention to strengthen and better organize the mental health services through a phased, community-based approach. This includes building on existing services. 2, providing training in care and governance. 3, relocating current mental health foundation to a new facility. The first phase is underway, with Trimbos accessing current services in relation to the community's needs. And 4, transferring 1/3 of the 1.3 million guilders reserved for mental health foundation. Question 2. What measures are being taken to ensure that mental health services are accessible to all residents, particularly those in remote and underserved areas of St. Martin? Mental health services are currently available to all residents of the island. Mental Health Foundation is currently collaborating with the Community Help Desk and is able to utilize them for consultations. Moving forward, the community-based outreach approach is being assessed to ensure that access is better structured and coordinated. Together with Trimbos, we are working to improve collaboration among NGOs and partners united by the goals of creating a mentally healthier St. Martin. Question 3. Given the increasing importance of mental health, how much of the national health budget is allocated specifically to mental health services? Are there any plans to increase this allocation in light of the recent developments and needs? Sufficient funds have been allocated for mental health. A. Through the TWO and the VNGE, the ministry has received approximately 1.1 million guilders geared towards mental health. B. Through the World Bank, approximately 32 million guilders were allocated to mental health project that is currently being carried out by NRPB. C. Through a calm decision on June 2024, 2.5 million guilders were allocated for the Mental Health Foundation. Question 4. Does St. Martin have sufficient mental health professionals, such as psychiatrists, psychologists, and counselors to meet the demands for services? What steps are being taken to recruit, train, and retain qualified professionals in the mental health sector? No. St. Martin is no exception to the global reality of structural shortage in the medical professionals. Nevertheless, we are addressing this issue by adjusting our approach to mental health service delivery. Shifting from traditional institutional model to a community-based approach is the first step. This change will not only lower the threshold for accessing service, but also help bridge capacity gaps by strengthening the skills of existing professionals. Additionally, active recruitment of psychiatrists, preferably from the region, is ongoing. In addition, we have started pushing on prevention sessions for parents, teachers, and other caretakers. All these sessions organized since I have taken office are geared towards prevention. Question 5. What strategies are being implemented to raise awareness about mental health issues among the general public? Are there any initiatives to reduce the stigma surrounding mental health and encourage individuals to seek help when needed? Since taking office, the Cabinet has implemented various strategies to raise awareness about mental health among the general public and reduce stigma. This is being done in collaboration with local organizations such as Men's Health Awareness Foundation and Spectrum Support Box, through activities like workshops on youth and parental support, the When to Ring the Bell workshop, an interscholastic spoken words competition, and awareness symposiums. In addition, mental health initiatives such as online sessions, prevention programs, including a suicide prevention session with the Victorious Living, and interactive soundboard sessions with stakeholders are being organized.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah, your social health insurances.
Yay, holidays!
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories,
So you like my new girl?
and dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
24/7 TV programming on www.stmartinmediacenter.com, SXM Daily News, PBS NewsHour, Now You Know, Com programs, documentary, entertainment, sports events, Saturday children's hours, religion programs, and movies. Click on SXM TV broadcast to see your favorite programs.
So this is a very, very important milestone for the government of St. Martin in collaboration with the NRPB, and TELEM, of course, is a partner in this historic agreement. Actually, this is actually going to strengthen the infrastructure, particularly the communication and network infrastructure for the government of St. Martin, primarily focusing on building the resilience and sustainability for network operations and services, digital services across the board. It touches on the modernization efforts that we have within the project of digital government transformation. And this makes sure that we can actually deliver the necessary services, whether any sort of impact based off of weather or other interferences come in play. This would actually be able to address those matters and address some of the downtimes that we faced in the past. So I thank you, and thank you to Prime Minister, Mr. Connor and Mr. Hatto from TELEM on this historic moment as we sign this agreement that will ensure sustainability and resilience for the government of St. Martin.
So what we've actually done today is sign the agreement between the NRPB and TELEM to deliver the infrastructure so that the government can upgrade its interconnectivity and services within the various departments to assist in the in actually the execution of their task on the digital platform. So basically the G1 is the wide area network that government has as an infrastructure, and obviously TELEM is supplying the support to this network. So the contract is in place, the work has started, and we look forward to great things coming out from this initiative.
My name is Randall Atto, the CFO of TELEM Group, and TELEM is very proud to be part of this project. As you know, TELEM is the only telecom with a fixed concession, and TELEM is confident that we'll be able to deliver the required services with the necessary uptime. We as a local provider for TELEM are very, very proud to be part of this.